First off, we have to give credit to the author of the book upon which we're based, Peter Brown, and he is an amazing person, a very thoughtful creator, and really researched a lot of these subjects in preparation for writing the first book, upon which we're just kind of standing on his shoulders to kind of carry that same idea forward. And what was remarkable about what he did in the books was he projected this story into the future at an unspecified date. So we don't know when this is. It could be in a decade, it could be in 1,000 years, we don't know. But what was very clear, and what was kind of doled out in small doses throughout the book, was hints that this was not the world we know it to be today. Things have changed, sometimes dramatically, from what we know. And he did that intentionally without kind of explaining outright what had happened, but he wanted to indicate for children, this is the future they're going to inherit. He wants them to start asking questions about these things, understanding the ramifications of certain choices, and understanding that they have a part to play in trying to prevent some of the things that are depicted in the story. So that was really kind of a refreshing take on it, because it wasn't being overly preachy or anything, but nonetheless it's there, and it forces you to face it and deal with it. And so most of this film, as is true with the first book, takes place on a remote island that is all nature. But occasionally we get off the island and see glimpses of what the rest of the world is like. And so we had very little screen time in which to do that. And when we did, we purposely chose to make a big statement. In the book, there's an indication when there's a flock of geese traveling that they notice things underneath the water which are unrecognizable to them, but in the description to us as the reader or as the viewer, you understand that they're buildings, like cities are submerged under the water. And so when we portrayed that moment on screen, we knew, again, we had a very brief window in which to do it, but we wanted to make it really have an impact. And so we chose the Golden Gate Bridge and put that underwater so that you can instantly tell, okay, the world has changed. And to further, put an exclamation point on that, we have whales swimming over the top of the bridge. Again, it's very, very extreme, but it was something we wanted to just really get people's attention to understand the fate of the world in this future version that Peter had written out.
I rewound that moment at least 3 times and was like, those are whales! That's the Golden Gate Bridge! It was such a like, in just 1 or 2 seconds of visual storytelling, it was such an enormous impact in the building of that world. So that was really cool. I do want to